One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family.
Good morning and welcome to SoulCall Sunday. My name is Lisa Ferraro, joining you this morning from Vermont, Montpelier, Vermont. It is my joy to be able to travel a little bit and connect with old friends. Not old friends, but friends I've known for a long time. How about that? And we welcome you if you're watching us now at 10 o'clock Eastern, or if you're tuning in a little later. We thank you for sharing us with your friends. If you're watching us at this moment and you want to like and share us on your social media, we appreciate it. Get more people involved. And today's topic is dimensions of love on Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. We're going to explore a little bit of the tradition around Halloween, the origins of Halloween, and also Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, and which happens tomorrow, which also corresponds with the Christian event called All Saints Day. There's All Souls Day, All Saints Day, November 1st. And what those meant, how they started, what the idea is around these things, and how it weaves into the idea of dimensions of love, and how our loved ones are never really far away from us, though we might not be connected in form any longer. We'll talk a little bit about the physics of that as well, the particle and the wave, and how energy is indestructible. And what is the soul exactly? So here at SoulCall Sunday, a lot to cover, but it's going to be a lot of fun too, as we explore these traditions and how they affect our lives and how we can maximize the opportunity to experience love, vibrational, dimensional reality of the continuity of that consciousness, and the love that lasts through time-space continuum. As my friend Kara and I were talking about the other day, how time-space continuum can just collapse sometimes. And we realize that we are functioning at more levels than just one. If we allow ourselves, have the courage to release the limited ego consciousness that is mostly associated with the physical form, we can get more in touch with that. Let's call it the apparatus of the soul, if you will, and tune in to our loved ones who are, in fact, ever with us, and we carry them in ourselves. And this morning, like every Sunday morning, we start with, first of all, thank you for tuning in earlier for the yoga meditation with Natalia Zuckerman, 8:15 every Sunday. So if you've already started off with a beautiful practice of yoga, that mindfulness, another way to do it is with Helen Yi this morning, who is going to teach us a little bit more about the practice of Qigong. So wherever you are, if you can clear a little space for yourself and participate in this practice of Qigong, bringing in the energy, the Qi, the life force, that vital energy that powers this body. Welcome, Helen.
Bringing the hands together in palms together, connecting to the heart, feeling the movement of the energy pulsating between the hands, feeling the alignment and the centeredness in the heart. From here, leaning forward, extending the arms, inhaling, exhaling, separating the hands, inhaling, lifting the arms up like birds, and exhaling, bringing the hands to the center. Again, inhaling, leaning forward, exhaling, separating the hands, inhaling, lifting like a bird, and exhaling, drawing it all into the center, feeling the energy. From here, inhaling, bringing the elbows close, circling, touching the thumbs, coming into a triangle. Inhale, looking up to sky. Exhaling, bringing it all back to center. Again, elbows together, circling, touching the thumbs. Inhaling, palms as triangles, looking up to sky, feeling the energy connection. Exhaling, bringing the hands back down to center. From here, inhaling, hands to the back, placing it on the Mingmen kidney points, slowly massaging the area with the back of the hand. From here, inhaling, looking to the left, keeping the spine straight, shoulders back, and exhaling back to center. Inhaling to the right, shoulders back, spine straight, pressing on the kidney points, the Mingmen gateway of life. Exhaling back to center. Again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hands to the center. Feeling the energy moving within, feeling the heart connection, giving gratitude to your practice.
Welcome back. It looks like I am in the Situation Room. This is the way Santa Claus is going to start next month. No, it's fun to be in a home of friends. If you're just joining us, I am in Vermont and having a really good time with friends Kara and Edna. And some of you may have participated in the poetry class. That's the same Kara Armstrong. So I'm happy to be here in the Situation Room. And today the situation is Halloween and Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. And it reminds me of, All Souls, All Saints, that energy that goes on. And this beautiful reminder, we're going to take this into a meditation first to just, while you're listening to this, honor the inner being, the essence of who you are. I'm teaching a class right now on Rumi, and we're very much getting involved in a book called Living Presence, written by Sheikh Kabir Helminski. And it's a reminder of who is the I behind the I. When I say I am this, I am going to go for a walk. We're walking this body, but what is it? Who is it? What is the I? And this is a beautiful reminder of, inspired by the poetry of Rumi. It's the music of Lisa and Erika as we sing a song called You Are the Melody. Take this in.
You're hidden like a moon under a cloud of your own. One of these days at dawn, you'll rise from yourself like a song and shatter the stars as only sunshine can do. Don't run away from the fire, child of ancient Abraham. Your beauty comes from within. Pure gold delights in the flames. Light upon light, they brighten your golden face. If sugar could speak, what sweet words it would say. This body is a reed flute, and you, my soul, are the melody. Though you're hidden like a moon under a cloud of your own, one of these days at dawn, you'll rise from yourself like a sun and shatter the stars as only sunshine can do. Don't run away from the fire, child of ancient Abraham. Your beauty comes from within, pure gold delights in the flames. Light upon light, they brighten your golden face. If sugar could speak, what sweet words it would say. This body is a reed flute, and you, my soul, are the melody.
One of my favorites. This body is a reed flute, as you saw in the end, and you, my soul, are the melody. And with all the various world religions, there's so many that line up on certain holidays in conjunction with the moon and the arrangement of stars and the configuration of the elements of nature, you know. And it's interesting that none of them really refutes the idea of a soul or the energy of our humanity. The energy of what powers us goes on. How they describe what happens next is, you know, varies from philosophy to philosophy, and what it means to be incarnated on the planet, that could vary. You know, some people believe in sin and hell and all of this, and others don't. They believe in the full expression. This body is a reed flute, and my soul, you are the melody. And I think that's part of what we're going to talk about today, is just pulling in away from the senses that pull us out into the material world and focusing more on that relationship we have where we can't hold the hand of our loved one anymore. But it wasn't really the hand that we were holding, it was the energy that was being transmitted in this physical form. And there's something to that, but the energy of that feeling, once it's transmitted from heart to heart, soul to soul through touch, it's in our cells forever. And so on Halloween, I thought it would be fun to just explore the idea of what that is, where it started, why it's happening today, and how we could call in our ancestors who have passed on, maybe gone ahead of us, as Yogananda would say, in robes of light, but who are forever with us. Many of you might have seen the Pixar film that came out a few years back now called Coco. And it was about very much like a Mexican tradition called Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, where people would get together between November 1st and the 2nd. It's one day, but it's celebrated over a 3-day festival of honoring the ancestors. And the idea is that on that particular day, the veil is thin. And for the 24-hour period, the energy of your deceased loved one can come through and you can communicate with them. But it's important to remember and honor our loved ones who have passed on. So they would create beautiful altars called ofrendas, putting together marigolds, fruit, their favorite foods, drinks, symbols, things that reminded us of our ancestors. Kellie Lin Knott is joining us this morning, and I know we've got some images of these altars for Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, some of the ofrendas. As you can see, the photograph of the loved one there, a candle. Sometimes there's incense symbolizing the rising devotion and spirit. That looked like, oh, that was interesting coming out of them. Anyway, I could go for a banana right now. Let's see another one. Yeah. And the art of these is very playful. It's not as mourning as like Christian traditions. They celebrate. So there's music, and the music of the loved ones keeps coming back. And let's check out the next one, please. Here we go again, dancing, singing, playing music. It's a celebration of the life and the spirit of our deceased loved ones. I think we've got one more. Yeah, check it out. Just beautiful candles of remembrance, recognizing the light of the life. Again, the foods they loved, the stories, their favorite drinks. And here they are, the parade of souls coming through, coming back to dance with us, to sing with us, to be as close as possible during this time. We're going to cut to upstairs, the dining room of the house I'm in right now. And Kara and Edna have put together a really fantastic. So I know Kara's with us, and she's going to talk us through some of the beautiful images and her family and loved ones.
Hi, Lisa. This is the Vermont version of the altar to the Day of the Dead. And as you can tell from the images that we were looking at earlier, there can be a lot of range in size and scope, with up to 7 levels, representing the 7 levels of the soul that the soul has to go through to get to its final resting place. But all of them are filled with flowers, food, drink, water, pictures, and other special mementos. But there's some basics that you usually have. So you should have at least 3 levels, they say. So it's heaven, earth, and the underworld. And I just use a little box to make the different levels. And then you cover these with a colorful fabric or tablecloth. You have candles of some sort. You have a glass of water. So you can, the people can take a drink on their long journey. And speaking of water, you also want to have the 4 earth elements: earth, air, water, and fire somehow. There's food in the altar. So you usually fruit and candy, especially candy for the children, so they have something to eat on their long journey. And you can also put your ancestors' favorite drink, like next to my dad. I'll probably later put a little bottle of gin or something. And traditionally, there's incense too. So I do have my incense holder ready. And this is a carved face, so it's also doubling as my skull. And you can see that Edna and I have pictures of our ancestors around, so we know who we're remembering. We don't really have any marigolds in Vermont right now, so I do have some of our family's favorite flowers around to help attract them and celebrate them. Other little things are often there's a cross, and the cross is a symbol for forgiveness and also a way to give directions. So I actually am using a compass as my cross, so people know what directions to follow. And traditionally, Mexican dog called a Zolo helped guide the spirits over the river to the underworld. So I do have a representation of a dog too. But you can really make this with whatever you have on hand. And it's been a great way for Edna and I to remember our family and to celebrate them.
Thank you so much, Kara.
A pleasure.
That's gorgeous altar. Thank you. So yeah, as you can see, the intention is mostly what the focus is remembering what your loved ones enjoyed while they were incarnate. And then you would sit and share stories about them and laugh. And I know in Italian culture, when somebody passes away, it's 3 days of going to a funeral home. But after, and it would be from noon to 9, then we would go to somebody's house and stay up late and eat delicious food and tell stories, just sit around and tell stories about our deceased loved one. We would do that 3 nights in a row. And, but this is like bringing it back, so in the Christian, going back to Halloween and All Saints and All Souls Day. So the Christian calendar has All Souls Day is November 2nd. All Saints Day is November 1st. And from the 1st to the 2nd, they honor the deceased loved ones for another multi-day holiday. And then Halloween was an interesting thing too. It's by the end of the 12th century, Christianity had taken hold of this holiday and kind of brought it into a way of participating with how people can pray for souls that they felt were maybe in limbo or purgatory, stuck between worlds. Again, it implies this knowing that the soul goes on. It's not the body that we are. We are this, indomitable spirit, this soul that continues on. By the end of the 12th century, it was customary for what they would call criers, dressed in black, going through the streets of the city and knocking on doors, offering to sing or say a verse for somebody who transitioned, that you wanted to make sure their soul got to heaven. So you would knock on doors and people would say, yes, sing a song for our loved one. And they would give them something called a soul cake. So maybe this is where musicians started to sing for our supper. I don't know. But they would give them soul cakes. And later, these soul singers became known as soulers. They would sing for soul cakes. So I was thinking about this earlier this morning, and I was thinking, if you were on the Great British Bake Off and you were a souler who sang for cakes, and if you were sitting on a judgment panel of deciding which cakes taste the best, would you be considered sitting on a solar panel? Wait for it. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Solar panels. But you would go door to door singing for cakes. That's not a bad job either. I think I love this idea of singing for cakes. But the idea is we're collecting our energy as a community, coming together as a community to recognize that we are all connected. We are all connected, whether we're incarnate or out in just the energy. We are particle and wave at once, and we can affect each other and help each other along the way. Just as we can help souls to move on to the astral, they can come and help us to become more enlightened souls while we're here and not have to worry about what happens next. Just enjoying this kind of opportunity to be in a body. So then what is a soul? It goes on. It's looking like every particle of matter or wave of energy is indestructible, as science has proven. The soul or spiritual essence of a human is also indestructible. Matter undergoes change, and soul undergoes changing experiences. Radical changes are termed death. But death, or a change in form, does not damage or destroy the spiritual essence. And this is a story I'm going to read to you from Paramahansa Yogananda, and it's something I remember reading many years ago that put it into perspective for me, and it's an easy way to recognize how we are all connected, dancing in the same light of infinite source. It says, the moon is reflected in a cup containing water. The cup is broken and the water runs out. Where does the reflection of the moon go? The reflection of the moon may be said to have returned to its inseparable identity in the moon itself. If another cup of water is placed under the moon, another reflection of the moon would be reincarnated. The soul is similarly reflected in the bodily cup filled with the water of the mind. Within it, we see the moon soul, circumscribed by the bodily limitations as the reflection of the omnipresent moon of spirit. With the destruction of the body cup, the moon reflection may be for a time to appear to have disappeared into spirit. But by the use of our free will and choice bestowed on this image of spirit, it created desires and karma while on earth that cause it to choose to be reflected again as the moon soul within another bodily cup, meaning because we have likes and dislikes, until we're free of those and become just the pure spirit again while we're incarnate. This is okay, that's okay, I could get along with this or without it. Until we get to that state, it's believed that we keep coming back until we master that dance of likes and dislikes, black or white, this or that. Thus the bodies of a human may be mortal and changeable, but immortal is the soul within us. The reflected moon, circumscribed by the little cup, becomes, at the destruction of the cup, the one moon whose rays spread over the sky. So I like to think of it like this too, instead of just thinking in terms of one cup at a time. What if we lined up 100 cups or a bunch of cups in a circle reflecting the same moon? Each cup would have a reflection of the moon, but it would be a little bit different based on where we were placed in that circle of the moon. That's the individualized spirit. That's the individuation of you, of me, our individualized soul slice, if you will. Soul slice of the soul cake, maybe, dessert. But what is the beauty of your life? What is the dessert of your life? The sweetness. What can you do for yourself right now? Your soul self, if you were to offer up a prayer for your own soul while incarnate, or for your loved ones. We'll do a little meditation at the end of this, just bringing into the realm of your consciousness, the vision of people who have transitioned, and those of us who are still here. Who can we pray for that maybe we've forgotten? In the movie Coco and the Day of the Dead, it's mostly about honoring the memory, keeping this person alive through storytelling, through the memory of them. Have you ever been driving through a city and you're going across a particular bridge or down a street that has somebody's name on it that you have no idea who that person is? They're being remembered, and you might go look it up. I do that sometimes. I wonder, who is this person that this street is named after that I've never heard of? I like to find out who they are. And in that, I offer gratitude for what they brought to the planet. And sometimes they change the names. Maybe it's been 150 years and it was just, what about this person? And they renamed the street. It's important that we give thanks to the people who brought us the opportunity to experience life in our souls, like our soul's expression, that freedom. Each of us to do it the way we were called to be. I know we were talking about this the other day about SoulCall just attracting not just like-minded people. We're more interested in the people who are interested in growing, people who are looking for the evolution of their own consciousness, not to stay like-minded, because that implies we're just going to be like this forever. We want to keep growing, finding that growing edge, and inviting the wisdom of our ancestors to come through and help us as we keep them alive in ourselves, in our conversations, in our lives. So if you are a crier, a mourner, somebody walking down the street, crying for someone who had a hard life or crying for the soul of someone, trying to get them to the next level, sometimes we can turn those searchlights, instead of crying for others, let us cry our own tears, you know, and being more compassionate for ourselves first. It makes it easier to be compassionate for others when we can really allow ourselves our feelings while we are in form, and to transform and polish, to clear away anything that covers up the beautiful hearts of our being. This is where our mind resides. When we let our mind just fall into the heart, then we have that balance of experience, which is again what the soul is seeking, is experience. David Leonard and I, for a number of years, over 20 some years, we had the Circle of Love gathering, which was mostly about creating the experience of oneness with infinite source, not just reading about it, not just thinking about it, or trying to manipulate it into a way of being that makes us comfortable. It was more about the experience and feeling our connection to source and being okay when what we ask for or what we think we needed doesn't come to fruition just the way we might have liked it. It's that surrender. It's that knowing. And so having compassion for the self. So we start with ourself and our own soul's liberation. You know, we can do this while we're in a body, and we can do it for ourselves. You know, in meditation, on Mondays, we have Meditation Monday, and 8 to 9 p.m. And it's just getting into the language of your own soul. Yeah, thank you, Kelly. And, you know, coming up, we're going to be starting in our fund drive now for our SoulCall Santa, and feeding families and individuals who are hit hard by the pandemic. But there are also people who've been struggling before the pandemic. And we found pockets of them in different cities in the country that we are able to help. So our Jazz Up the Holidays this year is going to be in 2 places. And I'm going to get to those announcements in a minute. But what I want you to think about is, before somebody transitions, you know, where in your community are the people that we need to remember? We don't need a Day of the Dead. What about a Day of the Living? Where can we pay attention to ourselves? And then the people who are just alone, who are still incarnate, maybe they have no family, or they're shut-ins, the elderly, the poor, the people that seem to have just slipped through the cracks. Who is it that you can remember in your community and bring prayer to their door, or a song of love, a song of remembering? I remember you. I see you here. And here's just a feeling of love. Here's food. That's what SoulCall is going to be doing around the holidays, all through the month of between Thanksgiving and Christmas. We've got lots of plans to help people. So your donations are going to go a long, long way this year. And so when you look around this holiday season, just consider all these people, the children, the pets, the animals who are in need of shelter, and where you can bring your consciousness, your love, and support. And so with that, I want you to think of the community, the ancestors who have gone on before us, that sacred soul connection we have through the frequency of love, the dimensions of love. You can't hear them all with the ears, but you can feel them all with the heart, and you can certainly experience it in your cells. The community of saints, the community of souls, all are with us, and it's a vibrational, simultaneous, dimensional reality that we can feel us all at the same time. So this community goes beyond the people who are still in the body. It's the community of the vibration of love that you've created, one soul at a time, one heart at a time. And Kellie Lin Knott is going to sing a song for us this morning about community. Welcome.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi. So nice to have you with us this morning and singing with us too this time.
Oh, thank you so much for the invitation. It's always great to come by on a Sunday and spend time with you.
Thank you.
You want me to just jump right into the...
Yeah, jump right in. Tell us, let's sing it.
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit here. I'm just adjusting the computer. I've got 2 computers up. I'm helping with the computer for the show today too. So my name is Kellie, and as Lisa said, this is a song about community. It started out as a love song for friends across time and space. But it's amazing how things are perfect without knowing exactly what Lisa was going to talk about. I started to think about this song as remembering people who have gone by as well, and the lyrics work. So this is a song called "Take Comfort," and there are moments when you might hear a little harmony that you could sing, and I invite you to join in if that's the case. Take comfort in my voice and my smile. Take comfort for a while. I'd hold you if I could, if it was good. But take comfort in my smile. Take comfort in my trust, in my faith. Take comfort that I'll stay, ever stay. Wherever you may go, I hope you know to take comfort in my love. Whenever you speak, I hear every murmur of your heart. There's only one thing I'm afraid of. If the day should come when you're not here, when you're not near me, I know very clearly I'd fall apart. But I take heart, I take heart, I take comfort. Oh, take comfort, I take comfort. Oh, take comfort. I take comfort in your faith, in your trust. I take comfort in all of us. Wherever you may go, I hope you know to take comfort in my love. Whenever you speak, I hear every murmur of your heart. There's only one thing I'm afraid of. If the day should come when you're not here, when you're not near me, I know very clearly I'd fall apart. But I keep you in my heart. I take heart, I take comfort. Oh, take comfort. I take comfort. Oh, take comfort. I take comfort. I take comfort in you. And you and me.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. Thank
I
you.
was over here harmonizing. Take,
Yay. Oh, good. I was hoping you were.
take comfort. Oh gosh, beautiful. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. This is wonderful. And say, I wanted to ask you something because I know there's something exciting coming up and we haven't mentioned it yet. You and Natalia Zuckerman have a really special project that you've been working on.
Yes, our signs and symbols of our ancestors. It's a book. We've collected stories from 25 different people sharing with us significant signs and symbols from people who have transitioned, who come back and just communicate in ways to let us know they are close by. And we're launching a Kickstarter for that this week. And it's illustrations, paintings. Natalia created to go along with the stories. They're short stories, but so meaningful and impactful. And they make great gifts. Looking for a holiday gift for someone? So we're very excited about it. It was an honor to put these stories together. We edited them, and we're really excited about it. It's really a beautiful project, and the hearts of everyone who contributed. It's just a really powerfully insightful intro into opening and allowing for that energy and that experience. So just taking that into yourselves, recognizing, calling to your heart's mind right now, anyone who has transitioned. Oh, infinite beloved God, we know that love continues on. It is, in fact, all there is. It's the only reason we're here. Rumi said, when I went to write about love, the tip of my pen broke. Because there's nothing greater than love, and it cannot be defined, nor can it be destroyed. We live in this light. We live in this love. We say yes to the experience, the full-on embracing of the infinite potential of soul and body as we dance with the spirit of love and life. Om Shanti, peace. Amen. We thank you for joining us this morning, and we thank you for your donations. No amount is too great and no amount is too small. I know at the end of the year, some people are looking to get rid of copious amounts of funds. And we say, please consider SoulCall, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We accept donations and you can write them off on your taxes. But what we get to do then is share with communities and members of communities who are in need of some extra support, especially throughout the holidays, buying clothing for homeless people, feeding homeless people. Last 2 weeks ago with the spaghetti dinner, we brought food to over 30 families and individuals, and then some. Actually, there were even more people served by the spaghetti dinner. That was a for-profit, but we had food left over, and so we were able to make it available to people living in encampments here in Columbus, Ohio. So your dollars will help us to help families have beautiful holidays, have food on the table. So couple very important fundraisers coming up. I'm so excited, and I feel so humbled and privileged to say it is the 18th annual Jazz Up the Holidays. And December the 6th, Monday, will be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the Manchester Craftsmen's Guild. And the concert's at 7 o'clock. And Monday night, December 6th, is also a live stream opportunity. So if you would like to be at the show, but you don't live in Pittsburgh, no problem. We're going to be live streaming right from the venue. So you could be in the house with us. Tickets available for the live in person in the room or virtual on our website, soulcallglobal.org/events. But wait, there's more. Wednesday, December the 8th, we're also going to have Jazz Up the Holidays live and in person at the McConnell Arts Center in Columbus, Ohio, technically Worthington, Ohio, 7 o'clock. And so that one will not be live streamed. And tickets are on sale now for both of those. More information and to get your tickets at soulcallglobal.org or lisaferraro.com. So please share with your friends. It will be, they have policies in place, so it will be definitely safe to be in the house this holiday season. So we invite you to do it. And we're going to be doing full-on fundraising for those events. Last year, we were able to raise over $5,000, which every penny went to the communities to feed people and to pay off layaways in different places for families who are struggling during the holidays. We want to double that. We would like to see $10,000 this year. So consider us and thank you at soulcallglobal.org/donate. There it is, soulcallglobal.org/donate. If you're in need of prayers, you don't have to even bake a cake, but if you baked a cake and sent it for prayers, I'm sure Jean and the prayer team would not mind. I'll be a taste tester. I'll be on the solar panel. Send us your prayers and your prayer requests at prayers@soulcallglobal.org. Please don't go to sleep tonight with something on your heart or feeling like you're all alone. We are with you to pray for you, and our prayer team has teamed up with our healing arts team to send Reiki energy through the ether to your beautiful energetic field to help spark that divine remembrance in your cells. So allow us to pray with you. At 11 o'clock, right after this, 11 o'clock Eastern, join us for SoulCall Sunday Rewind from 11 to 11:30. SoulCallGlobal.org has the link to register, and then just join me in the Zoom room. And on Monday nights, every Monday, we get to do meditation. It's just a meditation Monday. It's like I like to sing from 8 to 9. And what transformations people are having as they take the time to just sit in the stillness and listen within. Yoga every Sunday at 8:15 with Natalia Zuckerman. And we've got one class coming up in November. The other classes are underway. But this one is Writing as a Path to Awakening with Reverend Christy Hardwick. And it's a beautiful path of opening and just listening to self, like turning all that effort and energy into the soul and listening to your own soul self. I believe that is it right now. I always ask, did I skip something? Yeah, classes and events. But jazz up the holidays. And once again, be on the lookout for our Kickstarter campaign for Signs and Symbols of Our Ancestors. I believe the book will be ready before Christmas. That's what they're telling us anyway. But it's a full color, gorgeous, beautifully illustrated by Natalia. So get your copy while they last. And once again, thank you to Kellie Lin Knott, who joined us this morning with her beautiful music. And thank you, Kara, for sharing your Dia de los Muertos altar ofrenda. So from my heart to yours, I send out prayers and blessings to all of your loved ones, your family and friends who have transitioned, and those who are still with us that we need to remember. And maybe it's not a conversation we can have with some people who are still alive, but you can always send love from wherever you are. And love shows up how it needs to show up. Like I think of it as giving somebody a blank check or a check without any restrictions on it. Here's some money, get what you need. That's what SoulCall does for the holidays. We send gift cards to some people to help them get what they need, not what we think they need. When you send love, love shows up just as it's needed, when it's needed. So just send it and let love do the rest. Let love do the rest. And wherever you are on the planet this morning, or when you're watching this, please always remember that you are loved. Peace and blessings.
One family, one people, one planet, one love.